last week, just a recap, we talked about what it means to pant, to run towards the waters, and how God will refresh you, and how the deer is not just trotting there, they know where their source comes from, and how important it is for us to know that as well. And this week, I had to go down memory lane, and I went to college. When I was in college, I was a part of this ministry retreat called coolness. And I went on the retreat, and it was awesome. It was amazing. Like I was a part of the family. But then after that, some years later, I was chosen to be a leader. And upon finishing my first time being a leader, I remember going to this garden. And in that garden, I was praying. I was going to God and asking Him about being like an associate leader, an associate director, and just bringing it all to Him, because I knew that in that moment, in that garden, that peace was there. That I was bringing and I was inviting God to where I was. Or it might have been God invited me, but at the same time, I opened up to Him. And even though I didn't get the associate director that time, I remember having the advice of an older peer encouraging me to not give up, encouraging me that even though that might not have been my time, that I can still do great things. And so fast forward, I was in my senior year preparing for another time of trying to get that position of associate director. And you know where I went? Yes, I went back to the garden, because in that garden, that holy moment that once was there in the past was still there, and I still had access to that. And I remember just going there, not even like my prayers were changing, not even really expecting and wanting the associate director position, but wanting to be have my alone time with God, wanting to be refilled by Him. And that was a big part of my past, and it's still linked to my future. And for you all, where is your garden? Where is your place of serenity? Where is your place of safety where you'll go and have time with God? And David, he experienced that. And in Psalms 23, he talks about it. Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows. He leads me beside peaceful streams. He renews my strength. He guides me along right paths, bringing honor to His name. Even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you are close beside me. Your rod, your staff protect and comfort me. You prepare a feast for me in the presence of my enemies. You honor me by anointing my head with oil. My cup overflows with blessings. Surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life. And I will live in the house of the Lord forever. And in that prayer, all of it was great. But the part that stood out to me, and kind of linking back to last week, was the part where he talks about how God is leading him to peaceful streams. Not to the chaos of the world, but back to Him. And He's like, hey, you're leading me back to your war room, like back to where you are in charge, because you are my Lord, you are my Father. And when I'm in that peace, I know, I know how to win the wars that you are placing me in. I know how to win the battles, and that's so much true for my life right now, and where God is opening doors, and I'm like, hey, I'm at peace because I know you're leading me. I know you're walking beside me. And now my garden is not even a garden. It's a forest. If you look behind me, you see all these trees, because this is all of what God is promising me, the provision that He sees that in my future, and I'm writing it down plainly. I'm writing it on tablets like Habakkuk. And even with Elijah, how he went before the cloud. He ran, he outran the chariots, because he got so caught up with what God was telling him, what God was instructing him. He got caught up in the spirit and he ran. And that's what I'm doing now. Before the magnitude before the flood comes in to my blessings, into my ministries, wherever that might be, whatever platform that might lead me to. I'm running before it. I already see it. I already see the trees. And this is a representation of where I'm going to be, where I'm going to be speaking from my new platform. So, as always, I hope this message blesses you. And prepare your garden now. It might be small. It might be a little flower pot. It might be. But God can He can replant you somewhere else. But you need to grow where you are right now, in preparation to where you're going. And then eventually, hey, you're gonna have a forest. Come on now. I wanna come to your forest. You know what I mean? Hey, my forest, your forest, cause every forest, hey, it's all green. You got your trees, you know. You got the nature trail, and that's what I'm about to walk right now. The narrow road. Hey, I gotta slide in there. But alright, peace. Love y'all.